What was once the Polk County Courthouse now serves as the Polk County History Center and houses the Historical Museum and Library. The museum serves Polk's community through special events, volunteer opportunities, and educational programs. More details are coming up next on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Tina Mann, and joining me in the studio today is Murtis Young, the Historic Preservation Manager at the Polk County History Center.
Hello, Tina.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I know that it's an important year and anniversary for you guys that we just celebrated. Tell us a little bit about that.
You know, this is so exciting for us. On June 25th, just recently, the History Center celebrated being a 109-year-old building. And so it's really fun for us to go back in time and read the articles that were written about the celebration. You know, think about it, in 1909, Bartow hosted 6,000 people who came from all over the state to come watch the opening of this beautiful neoclassical building and celebrated with a barbecue. We have newspaper articles speaking about the barbecue, and one of the things I love, they talk about the pickles and the desserts and all the fine foods that were shared. People decorated their cars with flowers and all sorts of interesting parade-like accoutrement and came into Bartow to celebrate the building. So 109 years ago on June 25th.
6,000 people back then was probably a large portion of the population.
Indeed.
That's an incredible amount. I mean,
Indeed.
I don't think we get many events around here that have 6,000 people, so that's pretty cool. And we're actually going to be celebrating another milestone coming up in October?
It's in September. Thank you for remembering that as well. So September 19th, we will have an event to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the building having been designated a museum and having been listed on the National Register of Historic Places. So we're having a celebration, sort of a rededication of the History Center. We will at that time have accomplished our 5-year plan to reinterpret all of the exhibits. We have new exhibits that will be opening, and the really fun thing about that evening is, well, there are going to be a lot of fun things about that evening, but one of the really great things about that evening is we will be hosting Jacob Summerlin, who will be there to talk about his contribution to this building and to Bartow, and to share stories about Bartow's and Polk County's history.
And it's the same actor that we've seen previously playing Jacob Summerlin?
We have, I'm glad you asked about that, a new partnership. I am so excited to tell you that we have, through a grant, through the Florida Humanities Council, we were able to have funding to hire an actor from Harrison Performing Arts School, the School of Performing Arts. And I love that because it's a nice collaboration for us. So it'll actually be someone from Harrison.
Just had to clarify, because Jacob Summerlin's been gone for a little bit of time now. And 100-year-old buildings, they require some upkeep, and we want her beautiful by the time we get to that celebration. So let's talk to us a little bit about the work going on inside the History Center.
Well, the work that's going on is plaster, repair, and painting, and then the reinstallation of some stencils that were damaged, and then some of the dental work that was damaged by water intrusion over in the 1926 courtroom. We're so fortunate that we were able to be selected for a grant from the state of Florida Historic Preservation Funds. We received a $100,000 grant and to take care of that particular project. It's very interesting. We have scaffolding going up in the 1908 courtroom to do these repairs, and it's really, this is the second phase of a project. In 2015, we were fortunate the county leadership in the county decided it was important to preserve the building, so the building was repointed at that time. So the envelope of the building, the exterior, was restored and protected, and so now it's coming inside to repair the damage that occurred from water intrusion. And so it's going to be beautiful and pristine again inside that great building.
It is, and the work they're doing is amazing. I mean, it's minimal disruptions. People do need to check and see if the exhibit they want to see is actually open, but they're working quickly. I mean, they're doing beautiful work, and they're doing it old school. I mean, they're doing real plaster work and not just, you know, not the fake stuff. So I got a chance to actually see them at work, and it was just fascinating to me.
I'm glad you did. It is interesting. As a preservationist, it's always fun to learn how these things are done. And they're different phases or different generations of plaster, so they have to use the different materials. And the other day they showed me where they were mixing a special material using goat hair.
Oh.
And so, you know, that's just important to have the right materials to adhere to those older sections in the building. So I'm glad you got to see that. It's pretty interesting.
You know, I love architecture and restoration, so it was all exciting to me. He's like, yeah, this was originally made of goat. He showed me a part of the wall that had been made of goat hair that they had exposed. So that was, you know, fascinating to me, and we're so fortunate to have that grant.
We are.
And speaking of grants, I know you're excited about this one.
I am. We have learned just recently that we have been selected to be the host site of a Smithsonian exhibit. And this is a brand new exhibit that starts traveling this year, and it is called Crossroads, Changing Rural America. And the exhibit is, well, Polk County to me is just a mosaic of crossroads. And so what we'll be doing is receiving the Smithsonian exhibit, and it's just a story about how Americans changed, the change from living in rural America to more urban areas. And now we're seeing a trend of many people traveling back into more rural areas. So the nice thing about this exhibit, the Smithsonian exhibit, will be in place for, you know, they travel for 6 weeks, and then we interpret that same theme on a local level. So we'll be doing that. And then for this particular exhibit, because the theme is so germane to Polk County's history, this will turn into a permanent exhibit. So it will be Crossroads, Changing Rural America, and then will permanently stay in place Crossroads, Changing Polk County, or Polk County's rural communities. Just more to come about that, but we just learned about the fact that we've received this, we've been selected to receive this exhibit, and it's just exciting. It's just so exciting. Can't wait to tell you more about it.
That does sound exciting, and the thing is that even has the potential to grow and evolve, because as Polk County, I mean, we still have several rural areas that are seeing rapid growth. Like Polk City is the fastest growing, you know, municipality here in Polk County, and for so long that was, I mean, there was nothing there. So I mean, that landscape continues to change even now. So that's definitely a great opportunity. It sounds like we have some exciting stuff coming up at the History Center. But in the short term, let's talk about July. What can we expect for July events?
Well, July is usually a pretty patriotic month, right?
It is.
So our curators of curiosity are going to be learning about the United States independence from Great Britain. So there'll be a few history lessons on that particular time in history, and the framers of the Continental Congress, what that was all about and what was going on at that particular time, and just learning about the early history of our country as we claimed our independence. So that's what we'll be doing. Now the thing of it is, usually Curators of Curiosity is always housed in the Children's Discovery Gallery. So watch for that. We may have to change the location as we have the plaster and painting project going on, but just check in with us and we'll let you know where to show up to paint your flag.
The great thing about the History Center, though, you can always find somebody to help and to direct you around, and you guys always take time and with everybody and show them what to do and what's interesting. So you guys do a great job with that. Another thing you guys do a great job on is your lunch and learns. It's always a great opportunity to come have lunch and learn something new. So in July, what are we learning about?
Well, I'm so proud, very proud to say that our speaker in July is our very own museum assistant, Lois Sherrouse Murphy. Lois, you know, is grew up in the Kathleen area and serves as president of the Kathleen Area Historical Society, and is also a published author. She is a subject expert on the area of Kathleen, and she's going to be talking to us about that area when it was established in all those towns. And I want to get them straight, representing Galloway and Gibsonia and Green Pond, Griffin, Kathleen, Providence, Socrum, and Winston. And so she'll be talking to us about the families who came there, the agriculture of the community, the spiritual life of the community, when railroads came through, how that changed Winston and changed life for those folks. So join us in July. That's Tuesday, July 17th, and Lois is going to share with us the early history of the Kathleen area.
And if they don't get enough of Lois at the Lunch and Learn, our recommended reading for this month is
Yes,
also
absolutely. Lois's book on the communities of the Kathleen area. And they're, of course, we have it at the History Center. You can purchase it there. But just beautiful photos, historical photos from the area featuring families and, the agriculture and just what life was like in that wonderful community.
And I'm pretty sure you can even pull her leg a little bit and get her to sign one of those books if you're interested at the
I'm
Lunch
pretty
and Learn.
sure she will. She loves talking about that book.
She loves talking about the book and Kathleen. I mean, she really has a love for her community that, you don't see anymore. So it's and when she talks about it, it shows through. So it's going to be a great opportunity to see her in action at her best.
You'll enjoy it.
And then, of course, we have our architectural tour, which is going to look a little different this month because we have work going on.
It really makes it fun, as we were talking about the different types of plaster material that they're using throughout the project. So as we do the architectural tour this month, we'll become experts on plaster, old world plaster repair. So the architectural tour is one of my favorite things. And one of the things that I always enjoy about it, almost every time I participate, someone asks a question and I'm not sure I know the answer. So I have to do a little research and I learn something about the building. For instance, someone asked me recently about the sandstone, where it was quarried, and we're researching that. We're trying to find that out. So more to come on that. Our gentleman from the architectural tour passed. We're looking for that. But it is just a great opportunity to just have a focused discussion on the architecture of the building.
And of course, that's on July 21st.
July 21st. We start at 11 o'clock in the Rotunda.
And another important thing you guys do there, as you just mentioned, is research. And people have an opportunity to actually go to a research workshop as well in July.
Mm-hmm. We, as I explained to everybody, our job, what we do, our purpose, our mission, our objective is to tell the story of Polk County's history. And in order to do that, research is the center of that. We have been very fortunate. Polk County has produced some very outstanding academic researchers like Cantor Brown and Dr. Denham from Florida Southern College and Luann Mims. And these folks have done a really great job of their academic research and providing that kind of research for us. We're fortunate also in that Polk County has a lot of subject experts, and those are folks like Richard Pfeiffer on the phosphate history, and Lois on different areas like Lois and the Kathleen, and Dee McCracken is one of our friends who is a subject expert historian on specific areas. So on Saturday, July 28th, he's going to talk about one of the projects that he took on to research, and that has to do with the Seminole, the period of the Seminole conflicts. So when you come to the museum that day, he's going to talk about his methodology and the way he got at it. Dean is a hands-on site visitor. He likes to go around, and he's fortunate he has the time to visit all these historical sites. Then he comes back to the museum and he utilizes our resources, and he utilizes resources at the special collection in Lakeland and whatever resources are available, and then comes to produce a paper for us on the history that he has collected. So he's going to talk about that and his methodology and the way he gets at doing that.
That sounds exciting. And can teach you a little bit about how to research your own subject that you're interested in.
That's right. And Polk County has many topics of interest.
Oh, definitely. So it sounds like July is a wonderful time to visit the History Center. Get out of the heat. It is so hot outside. Come visit. It's air conditioned and lovely. So
I agree with that.
All right. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Polk County has a rich history and heritage, and the Polk County History Center is continuously thinking of new ways to help Polk residents experience that history. The museum's collection includes natural and cultural objects related to Polk and the greater Central Florida area that represent our history from pre-Columbian to present-day eras. The artifacts on display at the museum represent individuals, cultural groups, and events significant to the region. Located at 100 East Main Street in Bartow, the History Center is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. For more information about exhibits and events, you can check them out on the web at polkhistorycenter.org or give them a call at 863-534-4386.